Hello everyone, Teacher Andi Bradley here. If you are here because you just purchased my Teachers Pay Teachers Unit 1 for emerging students, thank you very much. And if not, the link is in the bio if you are interested. So I want to go through with you this packet so that you know the best way to utilize it with your students and how it was intended. So let's go page by page and I will explain it. All right, so the first page after the home page is your standards, and I want to share with you two things. The first is that I have the English Language Development Standards for California. And in those, they are broken down into three categories: emerging, expanding, and bridging. So those are the levels of ELD students. And then all of those are aligned with Common Core state standards. So in the Common Core state standards, it might say that students should be discussing topics and having debates. But we know that if someone is just learning English, that's going to be too difficult. So if you go down over to the English Language Development Standards, it'll say, okay, it's still a speaking, but we're going to start by asking simple questions, who, what, where, why questions, and having responses. And we're also working with nouns. So I have those two standards specifically that we're working on. Next is the video links, and the video links for each unit will have 3 videos, and they are intended to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but however you decide to do your class is up to you, obviously. So I'll tell you how I was planning on doing it. So on Monday, they would get their first video, and then they're going to do the activity. So I'm going to explain that to you. But the next page is actually a tracking sheet. So for myself, I am responsible to show when my students have mastered certain skills. So the sheet that's next, you would list your students' names, and then after you saw several times your students being able to ask simple questions, and this is going to expand for unit 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're feeling like, oh man, they're really grasping this, and you can just check it off and then write the date and then make any notes. Jose is doing a great job with asking the question, what do you see, right? And so then next week when they learn a different phrase, Jose's doing a great job asking, do you have a? So it's just a simple way for me to be able to track my students quickly. And then at term, when I have those benchmarks, I can go back and I can see when Jose was able to master those skills. So let's get into it. So this is what I imagine my first day to be, which would be a Monday. So on Monday, they would watch the first video. And it's a whiteboard animation style video where I am drawing out the vocab words for the day and then saying the words so that they can hear what it sounds like in English. So the students can watch that as many times. If you give the link to the student, then they have access to it to be able to go and watch it as many times as they need to help them learn. And then, or you can do it as a whole class and you can project it up on the screen. And the first activity is a simple match the picture to the word. So that's the first day. On the second day, it'll show me holding up the picture and saying ruler, ruler. And so my kids learn very quickly that when I have my finger to my chin, and that might look differently when we go back to school if I'm wearing a mask. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm tapping the syllables on my chin so they can see ruler. And they can see how I'm forming those syllables, and then at the end I say ruler, so they can hear it all together. And then they have the picture as a reference and the word as well. So when they finish watching that video, they're going to write the word 3 times, and then they are going to draw the picture. And I have drawn the picture both in PDF and in Word, which is really funny. I think they're going to enjoy doing that. Also, when we go back to school, I'm expecting that I'm going to have to wear a mask, which is very difficult for ELD students because I need them to see how I'm pronouncing words. So I'm also planning, that's what started all of these videos in the first place, is be able to have reference where they can see my face without any obstruction going forward. So thinking ahead. All right, on the third day, which would be Wednesday, the students are learning the phrase for the week. So we're starting off by what do you see? So it looks like, what do you see? And then the students would answer, I see a, and then there would be they would answer using the picture. So as the teacher, I would hold this up and I might say, Jose, what do you see? And then when I put my hand like this, that prompts them, they need to answer the question. So I see a ruler. Yeah, great job. And then they can use this as a reference. I have a second set of flashcards that don't have the name on the bottom that you can use when they start to build confidence and proficiency. So then they don't get to see the word, they just see the picture, and then they have to remember, oh yeah, that's a ruler. So in the third day activity, they're writing the first 1 through 5, what do you see? And they're writing I see, and then they're looking at the picture to figure out what they're seeing. And then the second part, they're writing the question, what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? And then the next activity is going to be a speaking back and forth with a friend. So now this is your time to let them shine, let them practice on their own independently. So student A would say, what do you see? And student B would say, I see a ruler. And then they can cross out ruler. And then student B, what do you see? And student A, I see scissors. And they can cross it out. And so it's meant to go back and forth. And this is a great way for you to be able to hear like how, you know, who's got it, who doesn't have it. And then if they don't have it, then you can, if they have access to it, even if they can't print it, even if they have it on their computer, they can go back to the flashcards to help so that they can see the word and the picture together. And then I have 2 sets of flashcards, one with picture only, one with the picture and the word, and then a document where you can, if you print it out or if they print it out, they can cut it, and so they can have it say ruler on one side and the word ruler, so if they're looking at it and they're trying to memorize it, they can look and see if it's the right answer. They can also print out 2 copies and do matching games. So there's lots of endless possibilities to do with flashcards. So, and then the second half, everything's in black and white in case you need to print things out and you don't have a colored printer. So happy learning, good luck. I'm so excited, and stay tuned for Unit 1 Classroom Vocabulary 2. Bye.